Hey there, welcome to Createful Art. Today I want to show you guys how to put a beautiful mountain scene into this grizzly bear. On this channel we learn about art, we paint a lot, and we get to travel to several different places and you guys get to come along with me. Right now we're traveling to Alaska and we're painting several things themed around Alaska. If that sounds fun to you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell next to it and you will be notified when I make new videos. Let's get started. The first thing that you're going to do is you want to become a Createful Art member by clicking right over here, and you're going to get this drawing so that you can trace it. This is just going to make it so much easier for you guys to just start painting from the get-go. I traced my lines using a gray watercolor pencil. This just means that when I put water around these lines, it's just going to disappear. I'm going to be using a round brush for this painting. It's a size 4 brush. It doesn't matter that you use the exact brush that I'm using. Just go ahead and grab whatever you have as long as it has the round right here and goes to a tip. I'm going to try using this brush for the whole painting just to make it really easy. You're going to need the colors that I'm using for this painting. This is a color scheme we're using for the month. You can go ahead and go to my community on my channel and check out how to mix these colors. These colors are also listed in the description below. I'm going to start off with the sky, and I'm just wetting down my brush. And what I like to do is make sure that where I have my water, I'm also going to have a paper towel so I can dab my brush onto my paper towel like this. Okay, and then I'll have my color. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my blue and my white. Okay, now I'm going to take that light blue and I'm going to put it right up here. And I'm going to make a line about right here, going across my bear. Okay, and then I'm just going to fill in my bear with this color. And as long as you have enough water on your paper and your brush within the lines, it's going to spread. So go ahead and take your time to fill in this area. Now I'm going to take some white and I'm just going to make this light right through here and kind of push up a little bit. Let that blend. Then I'm going to go into my yellow. Okay, just right below that, just a nice creamy buttery yellow, and I'm going to put it right below this. Make sure you reach over to the nose and you're going below that blue line so it doesn't turn green. Okay, and then I'm going to add my pink. And I'm going to put it right under there, and you have to start over here on the mouth or wherever you stopped on your thing in your painting, and follow that line over. Okay, and then just use water to blend it. Okay, and there you have the makings of your sunset. Now I'm going to go ahead and put in some clouds. So I'm going to make a purple with my blue and my pink. This is going to make this bear a lot more interesting. Okay, and I'm coming in here and I'm dabbing. Okay, and I'm being sporadic with where I put my clouds and letting that spread. Okay, I go all the way to the top of my bear. And this is going to give the bear the contrast that it needs from the white paper. I'm going to follow this line up here, just so there's a little more definition right there. Going all the way to the edge where the eye is on that. And I very much just scribble with my brush. Just move from one place to the next. When you get to the bottom here, your clouds are going to be more of a horizontal line. There's not going to be this fluffiness. Okay, and they just kind of disperse out. So I like to dab off some of my color and just come in here and start making more of a line. You can put a transition between the two by putting some right here. Just coming across your line. And then I like to wash out my brush and grab some of that buttery yellow, which is white and yellow mixed. And I'm just gonna put a little bit on the top of my clouds here. This is just gonna help it look a little more realistic, just in a little few places here. And then I'm going to grab my bright pink and come in here with some bright pink. Add them to a little bit of the areas here. And it should blend in because it's still wet. See how that brightens it up? Bring a little bit down here. Alright, and then your sunset is done. Now for this step, we're going to make our mountain range. So all we're gonna need to do for that is to bring some of the sky color down to the mountains, okay? And I'm not gonna be super specific on getting the mountain exactly right. I'm just gonna make sure that the formations are kind of similar to that of Alaska. So right down here, I'm gonna go up and point, go down. I'm gonna add a little bit of a lighter color to my mountains here. There we go. Coming down and just jagging it across. Okay, you don't want it to be like this. And you don't want it to be all these points going across. You want it to have a variety. So level out your brush for a little bit. And then poke up, go down. Okay, and then come back up. And this is going to give it the variety that it needs to look like a mountain range. Okay, and then level it out again, go down, and come back up. Okay, and then you just take this and you pull down to fill it in. Okay, and you have to pull it all the way down to that point right there. And it's okay that you run out of paint because it does get lighter on the bottom. Just go back here and get some more if you want, and start at the top and then run out on the bottom. So I'm going to just line it with this dark blue. Okay, and some of it's going to come down like this, so that it looks like a valley, like that. Okay, and then I just move the color so that it blends a little more. Okay, and it starts to look a little more realistic. I'll pull this line over here, right in there. See, and you start to get some layering. Okay, now I'm going to pull in my purple. I'm just going to find some spots and put in some purple. And let it go in with the blue. Okay, and pull it down to that bottom part. Okay, and then it starts darkening up on the bottom. So you're going to grab that dark purple and you're going to start putting in this closer stuff. Okay, and it's mostly just a horizontal line. Okay, and you can come up a little bit. You're giving it those mountains another layer, making them more realistic. And go to the edge of your bear. I'm combining my green, my red, and my blue, my darkest colors, to try to get this gray, okay, this darker gray stuff here. Alright, and I'm just gonna pull that down there. And oh, see what happens? You just take that off. So we're gonna let that dry so we can get in this darker color and line the bottom. But right below this is a lake, so we're gonna pull in a lot of the sky color. It's gonna have dimension to it, so we're gonna just pull that gray. And there's trees here, so I'm gonna give a little texture to this land mass back here by pulling up with my brush. Okay. But I don't want to do too much right here because I need to put in the sky color. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry. Okay, so I'm going to take my buttery yellow that I've created and I'm going to fill in this area with that buttery yellow, and I'm going to fill in all this area. Even though I'll go over a lot of it, I'm still going to make it easy for myself to have this background yellow. Okay, so go ahead and fill in the rest of this whole area with the yellow. Okay, so once that's filled with yellow, grab a little bit of your pink and you're gonna go right below that and you're gonna let that bleed or disperse amongst your color here. Okay, so see how it's gonna work into that yellow color? That just brings in that pink that's up there. And then just make sure these colors blend by having enough water, or you can take off the water and pull some of the color off. Okay. And then I like to add just a little bit of the pink to this area where the leg is, just to make sure that we know this is a bear. Okay. Still got this outline right here. And then I like to make these legs behind here more of that pink color. Okay. And then I follow the underneath of the foot. Okay. Now it's time to put in the trees. So that dark color that I made, you need to come back and get it and make this a horizontal line through here. Okay, and then I pull up to make some trees. And you just pull up a little bit and you can have some yellow showing. Okay, and the bottom part of this land needs to be pretty horizontal as well. Okay, I pull up for some trees. Okay, and that contrast is what makes those trees look realistic. And pulling up like this. And the background needs to be dry, otherwise it will just go right into the background color. You want to make sure that you have some of these trees are reflecting on this water between this space. So grab a little bit of your darkness and just come down right below here and pull down. You can leave some of that yellow because it is part of the lake. Just kind of follow the shapes of your trees here. Okay, like that. Now you can take your black and you're going to go over part of your bear and your sky here, okay? Start with a small tip on your tree, okay? So you're gonna barely put any pressure down. And you're gonna just go like this, and then pull out a little, dabbing. This is gonna make it look like a pine tree. Okay, go back for some black if you need to. You can pull up, just gotta make sure you have enough water on your brush that moves the color around. Okay. And you're gonna go over some of this really fun stuff you put down, but don't you worry, because that's the way it's supposed to be. Okay, and you just get thicker because these trees are close to you. Okay, so you're just gonna come out here and you're gonna let that tree get really thick. Okay. These are in the foreground and they're silhouetted by this sunset back here. Okay, make sure you go to that edge of your bear and you kind of follow it. Make some different shapes in here. They can even blob together. Okay, and then pull out, reach out the most down here, and then go to the very bottom. Okay, and just follow your foot right here. This can all be black, almost all black if you need it to be. Okay, see, and that pulls in that contrast that you need with the bear. Okay, and then you need a smaller tree because this is going to frame in your painting here. So I'm going to make a smaller tree like right through here. And you do come into that other foot. You go all the way to that side. You just pull down, and I told you that most of this was going to be covered. Just leave some of the gaps there. Okay. And pull that down to the other foot. Like that. Okay, you can even blacken the toe a little bit more, or however you feel it needs to be. Okay, and now you do this on the other side. So this one's going to be your long one to frame this in, and you're going to have some of your trees coming up here into the mouth of this. So let's start with that. And then you can follow this down. Have another big one right here, just to give it some variety. And I'm kind of just making this up as I go. I really don't have a reference. So if you don't like anything that I'm doing, just do your own thing. And then I have this big tree that I'm going to pull in. See, it's so pretty, huh? Once you pull in these trees, it gives it the contrast that it needs. Okay. And I want to leave some of that beautifulness right there. So I'm going to just put more gaps in that tree. I mean, I can't show every part of it because obviously the tree goes down like this. And then just have to be okay with sometimes things disappearing. And then you have some more trees, a smaller tree right here. And I'm just going to bring this one down because I want to show more of the lake. And we're almost done. We just have one more lake to do. Okay. And I'm going to make that tree come up right through here. A little less water so that it's more precise. See how beautiful this is? And it's super fun and easy to make, and you can do this with your own picture and whatever it is. You can just put it right inside and make a silhouette. So you could do something a little more simpler if you want. You could just put a sunset in there if you wanted. Tree in here, you know, some trees. We're just back here. Okay, so in this step, you're gonna add your personal touches and then sign your work. Thank you so much for creating with me. I had a lot of fun. I hope that you guys did too. I really appreciate when you guys give me a thumbs up, and also when you share these with your friends. You guys can go over here and get weekly art lessons and all my reference photos and other fun stuff from me by becoming a Createful Art member on Patreon. And if you want to watch more watercolor videos, they're just right here. And I also have more traveling videos right over here. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you really soon. Bye!